It's martini time. Welcome to Martini Time, and I was not here yesterday because we went to a birthday party in Richmond, and I'm a little late tonight. See my martini glass here? I wanted to talk about frogs. So let's take a look at frogs, because you know how I like to connect dots on the fly. And my uncle collected all these martini glasses, and he liked frogs too. So this is the happy hour frog, and as you notice, this is a frog martini glass. I hope you can see that. Isn't that neat? This little glass blown thing, and I have a special relationship with frogs, and I wanted to kind of explore them because they are in mythology and fairy tales, the frog is a threshold guardian because it is at home on the surface and under the water. So if you want to get something from underneath the water that's lost in the pond, you would have to ask a frog. But the water of the pond is also a metaphor for the unconscious, or the transcendent, or that which you cannot get hold of. In the conscious, intellectual, conceptual mind, can't get a hold of the insight that will solve your problems and your mystery. So you have to ask a frog. But I also wanted to share this. If you can see this, see that frog there? That's a real frog. It's not photoshopped. But I have a little Buddha pond in the backyard, and I guess it's about 12 years old now. And after it was open, after it had its first year, a frog appeared. And, I didn't put any frogs in there. I don't know where. Some people say they come in the rain. I don't know. But a frog appeared, and it would sit in the Buddha's cup. And it would not jump when I went up to take a picture of it. Every frog that's been there before would always jump, plop, like the haiku. An old pond, a frog jumps in, plop. Well, this plop, this frog would sit there. Let me take pictures of it. So I always have I developed this relationship with the frog. And then I remember the story that Joseph Campbell told about and we all know this story, but there was a little princess who had a golden ball, and she was playing and lost it in the pond, and a frog said, "I'll get you the ball if you marry me." And she said, "Oh, sure." And then he got the ball, and she went home to the palace, and the frog followed her, and she was having dinner with the father, and there was a knock on the door, and she opened it. She said, "You have to keep your promise and marry me." And so the king said, "Yeah, you got to do that. So come on in." So then the frog wanted to have dinner there. So the frog had dinner. And the next thing you know, the frog went plop, plop, plop to her bedroom. And there are two endings to the story. Either she kissed the frog and it became a prince, or she threw it against the wall and it became a prince. But either way, the story of the frog is that it's a transitional figure who will retrieve the treasures from your unconscious, you see. So now, the reason I'm late tonight is because we watched these British mysteries, and the one we currently in, because there's so many of them, is Midsummer Mysteries. And the mystery basically is a metaphor for a puzzle, who did it, and you can't restore order until you find out who did the murder. So there is, in these British mysteries particularly, there is order, British town, nice little, everything's in order, gardens, everything is pruned, and then there's a murder, disruption. Now you have to collect the dots in order to get the insight from the gestalt or from the unconscious that will connect the dots, and you will go, aha, I know who did it, you see. Well, it's the frog that brings that insight to you, because the insight is hidden in the unconscious. It has to rise up as a surprise. I know who did it. I see. You see, all the dots are connected, and the picture of what really happened comes into view, and the order is restored, you see. So there's a connection to me in my weird mind between the mythic frog, who is the transitional guardian who will go down into the unconscious and retrieve the treasure, and the treasure is insight, is awareness of what is the cause of my disorder. You see? So if my life is in disorder, I got a problem, I got a confusion, I'm mixed up, I don't know what to do, I can't choose, something is out of order, I don't know what it is. We need to ask a frog to dive down into our unconscious and come back up with an insight, which is the little golden ball of insight and or awakening, or the awareness of the totality when everything is fragmented, you see. And so the frog retrieves it, and we go, aha. And as soon as we see order is restored, now we know what the cause of our problem is, and it's always us. The cause is always within me, and the answer to all of my problems is always going to be in my unconscious. So you need to get a frog, okay? And then you ask the frog to tell you what the truth is. You don't know. Therefore, you ask the frog, what is the truth here? And the frog will bring it to you. So that's our martini for today, and I'll see you tomorrow.